Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your astrological forecast for July 2016, and we have the sun, we got the new moon, Mercury and Venus all now cruising through your ninth house for long distance travel. So for those of you who are going to be on vacation right now, great time for it, just to interact with new people, seeing new and foreign places, foreign people and whatnot. And they're passing through the sign of Cancer. Now this is your sister sign energy. So whenever the sun transits any sign in the zodiac from month to month, you will be embedding the quality of that sign, which for this month will be the Cancerian feeling. This really harmonizes with you because you are a water element, meaning you are emotional, and Cancerians are definitely that. They also want to nurture, be nurtured, and so forth. So you might just feel that July for you is the month where you're really going to be interacting that much more with those that you love, the people you care for. But also, here it is assimilating the energy from the Cancerian placement here in the ninth house is maybe going back to places of the past. The Cancerians are very history-oriented, so maybe your vacation plan this year might go to a place that holds a lot of history or personal history, places of your own personal past, and then rekindle that. But here we also have the new moon. This will be on nothing else than July 4th. So what a beautiful backdrop to have a beautiful black, dark sky, to have all the fireworks pop off, right? And it will be 12 degrees in the sign of Cancer. So this new moon will trigger any other planet that you might have there at 12 degrees and infuse it with new beginnings. That's what the new moon is all about. So don't forget, even though it is 4th of July, to place your intentions, not just for the coming month, but also whatever it is you want for the coming year until the new moon revisits here in this area. Venus also being in the sign of Cancer, ninth house, that's you, love, emotions, and whatnot. The ninth house is all about expansion because it's a Jupiterian house, right? So there's hope, faith, trust. There's generosity here, and it's being shared so freely and given to you quite freely too, since everybody is having these placements. And Mars is now moving direct here since the very last days of June in the sign of Scorpio, which for you is in the first house. So you might just feel that your physical energy is more up to spiff, you're more goal-oriented again. You might have felt the last couple of months have been moving slow for you. Maybe you've been feeling the need to procrastinate a few projects. But you know what? Now that Mars slowly but surely is going to be picking up speed, you will find that this is moving forward for you. Now Mars is your ancient ruler. Today we have Pluto, of course. So when you have your ruler in the first house, like you have right here, well, that is you being driven and feeling that you are so goal-oriented that you might pick up a few things that you started earlier, say there in February, March, before things slow down for you. We still have Saturn retrograde, which it will be until mid-August there, I believe 12th, 13th. I have to check that out. But that is you looking at your financial situation. So whatever you need to wrap up here now in July, get that done. So that you could be ready to take on your wings and fly when Saturn starts pushing forward thereafter. But we have such a great month here this month, Scorpio, because June was a little bit of a workout, wasn't it? And for those of you listening to this forecast a little early, you might still be in the mix of those things. But this month is that much more now harmonious. So you're going to find that wave and surf it. We start off top of the month with Venus, which is love, and Jupiter, which is expansion and generosity, enthusiasm, and so forth. They are doing the dance on the 1st, so this is a great time to be out and about with your significant other, if you are single, you might just come to meet somebody here around the 1st. And in that case, I feel it's going to hold a signature of balance and joy, enthusiasm, and a good sense of humor as well. On the 3rd, pay attention to whatever vision you might receive or an epiphany, because Neptune, which rules your clairvoyance, is now powered up by the sun. And so, of course, it is those visions that we place on the horizon which keeps always pulling us forward. And it doesn't mean that you have to act upon the epiphany or act upon whatever vision you have, but it's to make mental note or get it down in your journal, because it's in the long term. Whatever you're seeing here or sensing this day might not manifest before a few weeks, could even be a few months, but at least it's giving you a guideline, right? On the 6th, very romantic day, Venus and Mars having a beautiful golden beam. This is when chemistry is perfectly matched, so circle this for a date night. If you are single, well, like I said, they're on the 1st too. Don't sit at home. This is a very social time for you to meet somebody. If you're in a relationship, well then, there's beautiful things that can take place for the two of you here. On the 7th is only what I would like to caution you specifically for July. And this is where I see people having very short fuses. You might feel short fused. People can be a little snappy. They might come to say things. Remember, Mercury, it could be a slip of the tongue here that might be very infused here by that Plutonian energy that might say something, might end up regretting. And it's really the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all three of them, in very difficult transits to both Pluto and Uranus. So we might be too hasty to say something. Be careful you don't shoot yourself in the foot or self-sabotage just because of the pressure on this day, because you might regret it, or maybe whoever you're interacting with, they might regret it. So lay low on the 7th. Then we have the 8th through the 10th, which is absolutely beautiful. Mercury brings news, information, and the news that you can be receiving here on these days, Scorpio, has to do with something now. It's more like I see a door opening up. Could be opportunities coming your way. Maybe something you've been waiting for, and now here we go. It's really starting to enact. If you're starting a new business, for example, or starting a new job, these are the days which are beautiful, because why? The signature isn't just for these days alone, but it holds the signature for longevity as you move forward as well. People around you are gracious. I feel very grateful to be in your presence. I also feel that there's generosity in the mix here. If you're negotiating any new contracts, for example, or having any interviews, it should go well. You're presenting yourself well. So on the 16th, though, again, here, new beginnings, new doors opening up. Now we're talking the Sun and Mercury as well, really angling off, empowered by Venus. Love, romance, money, the initiation. That means there could be a conversation here on this day, which is really going to take you heart to heart. If you're speaking with a partner, if you're speaking with an associate or a boss, well, then you're portraying what it is you feel is good, right, and harmonious for you, and it will be received. But the Sun and Mars is actions. This is the key in the door that will open up the new activities, new goals, and so forth. So again, if you're opening up your own business, this could be good. But it's also, I feel, just in the area here between the 9th house. So if you're waiting for a green light on, say, a visa or a lawsuit, you could hear back or get some insight here on this day. If you're traveling, then this should be all really good. That's also the 9th house. Publishing, it rules that. Higher education. And then it's shifting right into your 10th house that has to do with career. So it might be like an interactive kind of thing there for you. The last week, 10 days of the month of July, This is you. I feel that you're standing your grounds on what is important to you. You're listening to your highest truth, and you're also giving it out. And this is good because when you express, people around you will know where you're coming from. And unless we speak our highest truth, how will they know? They're not telepathic, right? So for you, 19th and 20th, this is such a beautiful time for you, Scorpio, to have a heart-to-heart, to give some insight, give them guidance of where you see yourself heading, because they will probably be more than happy to conform and be a part of supporting you to get there, right? Because now they're invited, they're informed. Therefore, communication is always very important, especially under these good transits that it has to do with Saturn, because Saturn has to do with your foundation, to secure you. And any communications coming in that may have to do with money or income, getting a raise, this is the time that you would want to bring that up. 19th and 20th, and that last week of July is also good. So don't hold back if you have an opportunity. This might be a very good one to make the most out of. Unexpected news can come back to you, Scorpio, on the 27th when Mercury and Uranus has a run-in. And it's a golden beam. So say you are suggesting something there earlier, you might just hear back. So if you had an interview 19th, 20th, you might hear back on the 27th. That's just giving you a little indicator of what this news could possibly be about. But yeah, I do feel for you, it may be work-oriented. Maybe with your routines too, you can come to see that they will change. In that case, it will behoove you, not work against you. Now the full moon here this month is July 19th, 27 degrees in Capricorn. For you, that's your third house. So your third house for communication, short distance travel, siblings and so forth, that's the stage that will be illuminated by this July 19th full moon. And in the early hours before it is exact, it will just have passed Pluto. Now Pluto is your ruler, and so you might just come to feel that something of importance might have presented itself. It might be an emotion or a reaction, because the moon always pulls at our inner feelings, right? So this could be a day on the 19th where you want to see what is lifting and rising in consciousness, and if so, something is coming out, it would be good to express it, right? So you don't harbor or cling on to something. But it could also eliminate. Now, Pluto's all about new beginnings, but it's also wrapping things up. So this is a great day to wrap up something that you might feel that is good to finalize. So listen, Scorpio, your tarot reading for July will also give you a little bit more insight of what you can come to expect here in the coming month. I will put them up here on a playlist. You can just click the I button up here, the information list, and you can go directly to that playlist and find your other astrological forecasts for your moon, rising sign, and the tarot. So you have it. It's just more convenient that way. But have a wonderful July. Have a happy journey, travel for those of you being out and about for your vacation. And I'll see you in August. Have a good one.